The United Nations Child Rights Watchdog Group released a report showing that Indian law enforcement and justice authorities haven't done enough to fight sexual assaults in the country. I spoke with Mallika Dutt, CEO and founder of Breakthrough, a group dedicated to ending violence against women, and I asked her for her thoughts on that report.
You know, government accountability and the entire judicial system, the criminal justice system in India is in shambles. We have a new government now, and we're all hoping that with this new administration, we're going to see a government response to violence against women that is better than we've seen before.
Well, as we mentioned, India did enact some tougher rape laws just last year against sexual offenders, and that really hasn't done much to stem the violence against women. So why is this still continuing?
Well, you know, there's a couple of reasons why we see this kind of systematic discrimination and violence against women and girls. We have a deeply hierarchical society, and on top of that, women are second-class citizens. This kind of violence has been happening against women and girls for years and decades. It's only since the Delhi gang rape that there has been this kind of attention to the issue. And we think that's really important because first you need awareness in order to create the kind of demand for accountability that the women's movement has been asking for a long time. The other thing is that just enacting a law isn't enough. You've got to implement it. You've got to make sure that the police, the judges, the entire enforcement system is held accountable for enforcing these new laws that we've made. And that's been a big, big gap because as you've seen in the recent rapes of the Dalit women in Uttar Pradesh, even the police are part of the problem.
Mallika, what makes certain regions more vulnerable, like Uttar Pradesh, where the most recent rapes occurred? What do you think can be done to ensure women's security?
You know, there are two things that I think are really important. One is government accountability. If men think that they can abuse and rape women, Dalit women with impunity, and that they can continually get away with it, then the problem is going to continue. We have a very weak government in Uttar Pradesh. We have horrible social indicators, high levels of poverty. It's one of the states in India where we've seen social indicators sort of remain at the bottom of the hierarchy for years. The other thing that we have to do is deep culture change. You know, at the end of the day, it's the norms, it's the cultural norms that lead men and women to believe that it's okay for men to treat women in this way. And so culture change and really getting into a prevention approach and asking men to step up as leaders to challenge violence against women, I think is also a critical part of the solution.
Well, and do you think that people in some of these regions are realizing that these incidents are gaining international attention? Do you think that could help stem this problem as well?
Absolutely. I think that the kind of attention that the Delhi gang rape generated a year and a half ago led to the implementation of these new laws that you mentioned earlier. I also think that because we have a new government that wants to uplift India's image, development image, economic image in the world, that it really needs to step up and show that women's safety and security is a critical part of the development agenda. Because after all, how can you claim that you are moving forward or developing when half the population of your country is being abused and living in fear in this way?
All right, we'll leave it there. Mallika Dutt of Breakthrough, thank you so much for joining us from New York.
Thank you.